Hello, this is Slingshot Warrior coming to you with a new stream about survival and self-defense. Let's see if anybody shows up. Let's see. I'm waiting. 2. Very good. Joseph, how you doing, bro? How you doing? Fella, how you doing, fella? Oh, thank you. Now, I put that picture up as the thumbnail because I was showing my new bodkins. These are a new type of bodkin. Well, these are closer to the middle-aged bodkins, but they really are bodkins. Sharp on both sides. They're slightly sharp, but they're pretty much bodkins. I'm doing well, Rune Rebel. It's always nice to hear from you. Sorry about your recent pistol fail, your launcher pistol fail. I always thought Umarex was fine German engineering. They really dropped the ball on this one. I don't know what happened, Understandable, Joseph. I was talking about the first armor-piercing round, and it was this. The Bodkin Arrowhead. Now, this one is closer to the medieval style of bodkin. And that's the new bodkin I recently ordered. And this one is a more modernistic style. It's got more concave, and it's here, modernistic style. So you got the two different styles here. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah. Understandable. I wish there was something, like a small, like a small, Ruger, not a Ruger. What I'm talking about, like a small pistol, less than lethal pistol, like for a little small one. That's not even a small one, but you can't make them that small. Yes, they could. They're basically bodkins. Now, I got them off Amazon, both packages. They came in plastic baggies, by the way. They're effective. And that's the good part, is that they're effective. Now, for your American audience, I said if you wanted to get less than lethals, go to Modern Combat Sports and use the promo code one big word. One capital letters, one big word, TACFAM, and you'll get like 10% off on your purchase. No, they didn't. They had like obsidian. The obsidian couldn't even penetrate like Spanish armor, much less chainmail. Tip with obsidian, it wouldn't work. You'd have to have a metal bodkin. So, yeah, bodkin is what you need. There were different kinds of bodkins. There was bodkins for plate armor, bodkins for chainmail, but Bodkins were the go-to armor-piercing arrow, arrow tip. They were fun. They did in many ways, Bullfrog. A lot of ways, I said, the one thing they don't talk to you in history books is that one of the reasons the Aztecs got screwed up was not because completely of the Spaniards doing. The Spaniards just allied themselves with the conquered Aztec tribes that were forced to pay tribute to the Aztecs, and that's how they conquered them. That's one of the reasons why it happened. It's like basically the other tribes that were living under the iron rule of the Aztecs were very angry at them. When the Spaniards came around, they saw an ally. They saw an ally with greater technology that could save them from the Aztecs, and they decided to go with them. And that's pretty much what created Mexico. It was the neighboring tribes who were conquered and had to pay tribute to the Aztecs that Spaniards come and say, "Hey, we'll give you a better deal. We won't take your men and sacrifice them like the Aztecs do. We'll give you a better deal." And that's pretty much what the conquered tribes did, and basically helped conquer the Aztecs. Yeah. Here's the thing. Broadheads are for hunting. There's practice. There's these. Yeah. I wouldn't call these broadheads. I'd call these. I always like to call these practice like arrowheads. You could say. Field tips. I call them field tips. They're just field tips. Broadheads are. They're your hunting. They're basically, these are broadheads, pretty much. These are broadheads. These are see, I prefer my broadheads to be solid steel. Now, a lot of people will buy these razor these basically these broadheads with razors attached to them, but you can't reuse them because you know what happens with razors, right? They snap off, and you can't reuse the arrow. They're good, but they're only good once. That's why I prefer a solid steel thing like this that reminds me of a tri-edged spear, or basically something's going to produce a wound on an animal that is going to be, not so, that's going to cause a humane death, you could say. Awesome. See, these are my broadheads. These are for hunting. These are yeah, but they had no metal, so there was no way they could do that. Although you have an atlatl, you can tip your atlatl, Joseph, with metal. Okay, they did not have that. It was either bone or obsidian. That was it. And it was effective against their neighboring tribes, but not against Spanish armor. I mean, but yeah. But like I said, bodkins and things like that. Bodkins are different than broadheads, as you can see, much different. I like different models of broadheads. See, here's the thing. You can go on Amazon and get these. You can get these. They're available on Amazon. They're not going to call them like bodkins. All you have to do is type in bodkin. Now, they'll call them hunting arrows, but if you know anything about archery, and I do, these are not hunting arrowheads, not by any means. You can literally see that this is a bodkin. They don't call it a bodkin, but it's a bodkin. A bodkin by any other name, you know. True. That all depends if basically they get into the chinks of the armor. The Spanish armor had chinks, you know, there was flesh exposed. You know. But most of the time, the Aztecs relied on slingers, which were pretty good match according to the conquistadors, the worst weapon that the Aztecs employed against them was the sling. It wasn't the atlatl or the bow and arrow or any blowguns or darts or whatever. It was the sling. It was because a sling, you know, doesn't matter if you have armor on. The percussion will just bing. And if they hit you in the face, because the Spanish conquistador helmet wasn't, didn't have face shield or nothing. It was like, it's going to hurt. And so, according to the Spanish conquistador writings, the worst things they had to deal with, the worst weapon that the Aztecs employed was the sling. That was the worst weapon. Oh, this is a who makes this? It's what's the brand of this? It's Majora crossbow B and crossbow 6-pack. Majora crossbow. I prefer the solid steel ones. I can reuse these, and they'll create a wound that will not heal. They'll create a wound that won't heal. So that's the best part about these. They're very sharp, though. Solid steel, but very sharp. Can be resharpened. Unlike a razor, like a razor-tipped head, you know, like something with razors on the sides. If that razor breaks, it's you can't reuse it. That's what I like about these. So if I go hunting, that's what I'm going to use. Now, if I'm going to basically go to war or basically have to deal with an intruder, these are going to be on. These are going to be. This is what I'm going to tip my my crossbow bolts with. So. Yeah. So. Really, an obsidian tip penetrate through. Was it a metal one? Because if it was obsidian, I don't think it could penetrate through chainmail. But if it did it did it. I mean, I have to see some proof of that. Obsidian, anything, if it's tipped with obsidian, I mean, if it's Stone Age technology, which is what the Aztecs had. I mean, the Aztecs did not have metal weapons. They didn't have bronze. They didn't have copper or nothing. No metal. So all they had was obsidian or bone tips. And against metal, it's nothing. But like I said, let's say if I'm going into have to go into some kind of combat defending my home or something, and I have to use my crossbow. Well, this is the type of I'm going to use a bodkin, because you don't know if someone's wearing a leather vest. You know what I mean? Or I mean, like a leather, jacket or thick clothing or something like that, or some kind of, armor. Who knows? This will go through like a Kevlar vest that's bullet resistant. So like I said, I prefer the steel ones over the razor, the ones that have razors on the sides. I mean, that being said, while I'm out here, I made some thanks for the thumbs up, 4 thumbs up. Movie recommendations. I gave on a short. I gave some movie recommendations. I saw 2 great films. That I think people are going to like. Coma, good movie, trippy, but in a good way. If you're looking for an interesting, like very cerebral film that's it's very interesting. Kind of like, it's it's like, solving a puzzle kind of film. It's I'm not going to spoil it for you. It's kind of like, 2 different worlds kind of film. It's going to be great for you. I mean, if you like those kind of like, it doesn't have any kind of wokeness. Or anything like that. It's very good. It's a very good film. I mean, I don't think Hollywood made it because there was no big name actors in that film. Coma. I don't really care about the actors. I really care about the characters and the story. And Coma had a great story and a great plot. And it's like solving a mystery in the subconscious kind of thing, Another one is Knuckleball. Now, Knuckleball would be Home Alone if Home Alone was directed by by Wes Craven, pretty much. An interesting story, interesting characters. It's a Canadian like thriller. It's really good. That being said, getting back to what I've been talking about, we only got 2 viewers. Oh boy, 2 viewers. How nice. I must have bored some people. Anyway, I'll just I'll leave it out here for posterity. I saw some great videos. Oh, Ruin Rebel, awesome. Less Than Lethal Dad did a great video about the importance of self-defense and everything of that nature. Now, I will tell you that I have in my childhood experienced a tragedy, and I'm not going to deny that. I at a young age witnessed a very brutal attack on my father by another man who just busted into the house. It was at a very young age. It was very traumatizing. So I know how these things can go. And this world's getting crazier and crazier, where these things are starting to become more common. So I would say go to Modern Combat Sports. Get yourself a launcher if you live in America. I'm not saying there are other places you can get these less than lethal launchers. Other places. Ruin Rebel will help you if you live in Europe obtain these things. Go there and use the promo code one word, capital letters, TACFAM, and you'll get 10% off. Sorry, in the video I said 20% off, but that comes later the longer you use the promo code. That being said, yeah, and also you got to learn. Think, live, and move tactical. Never let your emotions get the better of you. Always try to plan ahead. Don't be quick to anger. Getting quick to anger, getting mad, like blowing your top in a bad situation could get you killed. Being calm under pressure, that could keep you alive. And there are some people that still need to learn that lesson. That you cannot be quick to anger. You cannot be quick to blow your top and get frustrated and angry with people. And that's all I'm going to say about that. You have to learn patience. That's a virtue. Stoicism is all about controlling your emotions. Being a man is about stoicism and controlling your emotions, not being quick to anger. And some people need to learn that lesson. Now, I've said before that the dollar, and it's already coming out, will no longer be the world reserve currency. We're headed towards an economic collapse in the West. And I mean, if you live in any Western country at this point, be prepared for an economic collapse, an economic hardship. It's coming. And be prepared for people to go crazy and do crazy things when those times happen. But that's what's happening, the dollar will no longer be the world reserve currency, and we're going to collapse economically. So that's what happened. And that's the thing about that. Every Western country, it has their currency attached to the dollar. Every Western country. We're the first to go down. But we're not the only one that's going down. All Western countries have their currency backed with dollars. And that means that all your currencies will go down like a chain reaction. It's going to be like a chain reaction. Boom, 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 boom. Amen. That's it. Economic collapse in Europe. First in the United States. Then it goes to Europe. It goes, like a downward spiral or a chain reaction, or basically a series of explosions, series of demolitions. However you want to put it out, however you want to put it in your head, it's what it is. That's how it's going to work. When the dollar goes down, so will every Western currency on the market. Everything from the euro to the krone to the loonie, every one of them. I've warned you about this. And things are going to get crazy. People will be... I predicted a lot of things that are going on. Well, I didn't exactly predict it. I've researched. I just saw what was coming by listening to certain people. People that, current events form future trends kind of thing. So get yourself ready and prepared. I'm just going to tell you that. Make sure that you have any sufficient, like maybe gold and silver. and food and water and ready to defend yourself, I guess. Yeah. That's pretty much what it is. And don't lose your cool when it's all going down. For me, I kind of see it in a different way. Now, I love America, but I do not like the American empire. So I do think that it would be better off if the empire it was gone. We could actually become, a regional power, It would be better for us, a more unipolar kind of world, no more globalism. But it's kind of funny to me in America, there's been a kind of, communist takeover of America. And this has been a goal of a lot of people on the left in America to take down America. But the funny thing is that the second they got their goals in place and they're starting to win for so long, it's not in their grasp anymore. That's just how it is. So God has a sense of God has an irony, but essentially, in my opinion, from my religious point of view, is the left, particularly feminists and a lot of other things and other groups I will not name, made a deal with the devil. The thing about the devil is that he's tricky, and he'll give you what you want, but then when you think, then he's gonna play he's gonna flip the script on you. He's gonna pull the rug from underneath your feet and play a really cruel trick on you. That's how it works. You make a deal with the devil, be prepared to get screwed over. And that's what regardless, I know there's a lot of these lefties that think, that I don't believe in God or the devil. It doesn't matter. Your leaders made a deal with it. And that's the only reason you're successful right now. But God has a way of dealing with it as well. Anyway, we got 0 views. Oh boy. 0. Well, I guess I'll do this for the recording, I guess. Anyway, like I said, the people on the left, they made a deal with the devil, but the devil will always sweep the rug from underneath your feet. He plays a cruel trick. And now they thought they were going to take down America. Finally, America was going to become a socialist country, a fully socialist country. Well, the joke's on you. We're going to collapse, and you're not going to get what you wanted. Bye-bye. It's going to collapse before that. Okay. Now, no one's watching the stream, but, it's on the record. Now, like I said, the need for self-defense in these times are paramount. Something's better than nothing, as Tack would say. And above all else, don't let your emotions get the better of you. Don't be quick to anger. You must be stoic in these times and be prepared for the hardships ahead. Oh, I still got one viewer. Suddenly they all dropped out. That's strange. Could that be YouTube messing with me? Who knows? Who knows? That being said, I'm just trying to get people ready for what's to come. Be ready for defend yourself. Be ready to do what you got to do. And to make sure to control your emotions above all else. That is a major aspect of stoicism. Weathering the storm. Now, glad we got a viewer back. What happened? Did my viewers all get dumped off? Happened? Viewer? Okay. It's very strange. Could be YouTube messing with me. Well, got my new Quick Pierce. My HDR 68. And what is it? I'm just wondering where everybody went. It's just the YouTube trying to censor this stream. All right. That being said, I think I said what I needed to say, and God bless you.